Am I the a-hole for telling my husband's coworker that she can have him if she wants? I know this sounds insane, but I genuinely meant it, and now everyone thinks I'm either crazy or playing some twisted game. My husband and I have been married for 3 years and together for 7. I love him more than anything, but I have always had one rule when it comes to relationships. I will never compete for a man. If someone else can take him from me, then he was never really mine to begin with. I grew up watching my mom chase after my dad and beg him to stay faithful. She would check his phone and follow him and cry and scream at other women. He still cheated on her constantly, and she stayed with him for 20 years before he finally left her for someone else. I promised myself I would never be that woman. I would rather be alone than be with someone who needs to be convinced to love me. My husband knows this about me, and he has always said he respects it. He told me early on that he would never cheat because he's not that kind of man. I believed him, and I still want to believe him. But lately, there's this woman at his job named Claire who has been making me question everything. It started about 4 months ago when he mentioned her for the first time. He said she was new to the team and that she was really smart and funny. I didn't think anything of it. Then he started mentioning her more and more. Claire said this funny thing at the meeting. Claire brought everyone coffee. Claire is going through a divorce and needed someone to talk to. I started to notice that he would text her after work hours. He said it was just work stuff, but I saw her name pop up on his phone at 11 at night once. I asked him about it calmly, and he said she was just venting about her divorce and that he was being a good friend. I told him I didn't like it, and he said I was being paranoid and that Claire was just a colleague. Last month, his company had a holiday party and spouses were invited. I finally got to meet the famous Claire. She was pretty and confident, and she looked at my husband like he hung the moon. She barely acknowledged me and spent most of the night talking to him and laughing at everything he said. At one point, I went to get a drink, and when I came back, she had her hand on his arm. I watched them for a moment, and I felt something shift inside me. Not anger, but something like resignation. I walked over and introduced myself properly. I told her it was so nice to finally meet her since my husband talks about her all the time. She smiled and said he talks about me too. Then I said something that I know sounds insane, but I meant every word. I told her that if she wanted him, she could have him. I said I don't compete for men, and if he would rather be with her, then I would step aside. I told her that I love him enough to let him go if that's what he wants. Her face went completely pale, and she didn't know what to say. My husband grabbed my arm and pulled me aside and asked me what I was doing. I told him I was being honest. I said I refuse to be the jealous wife who polices her husband, and I refuse to pretend I don't see what's happening. I told him the ball is in his court, and whatever he decides, I will accept. He looked at me like I had lost my mind. He said nothing was happening with Claire, and that I had just humiliated him in front of his coworker. I told him I didn't humiliate anyone, and that I just made my position clear. The drive home was silent. When we got home, he told me I had crossed a line and that I had no right to say that to Claire. I asked him why he was so worried about her feelings if nothing was going on between them. He didn't have an answer for that. It's been 3 weeks since the party and things have been tense. He barely talks to me, and when he does, it's short and cold. My sister says I played a dangerous game and that I basically gave him permission to cheat. My mom says I'm a fool and that I should have fought for him like a normal wife, but I don't want to fight. I want to be chosen. I want him to look at all his options and still pick me because he loves me, and not because I guilted him or trapped him. Yesterday, he came home and told me Claire asked to transfer to a different team. He said she felt uncomfortable after what I said to her. He asked if I was happy now. I told him I wasn't happy or sad, and that I just wanted him to be honest with himself about what he wants. He went to the bedroom and closed the door. I slept on the couch. This morning, I woke up to a text from him. He said he needed to tell me something and asked if we could talk tonight. My heart sank, but also I felt strangely calm. Whatever he tells me, I will